Just last week, I got an email from the Vet Resource newsletter, and one of the featured articles was this. Veterans active duty can take advantage of Public Service Loan Forgiveness Program. Now, for some of you, this might have been the latest craze in the last elections, hoping that one day your student loans could actually be forgiven. So after a little bit of digging around, I figured this was a topic worth discussing and seeing if this is a program that you guys as service members and veterans should be pursuing. If you're not familiar, the Public Service Loan Forgiveness Program is meant to provide federal student loan forgiveness to those who qualify after 10 years of eligible public service employment. Until now, these roles included employment in nonprofit areas, teachers, childcare, and other high-need public service employment positions. But this email was notifying everybody on the newsletter and the rest of the world that now this program will count military service toward eligible employment for this program and forgiveness of federal student loans. Perhaps you went to college before joining the military and enlisted, or more ideally commissioned, and you did not take a ROTC scholarship and were not fortunate enough to graduate college debt-free. If this is you, you might be very excited about this opportunity and the idea of daddy government forgiving your federal student loans. Perhaps after hearing about this opportunity, you're thinking it might be worth re-enlisting or staying in for just another 5, 6, 7 years, however much longer you need in order to get to that 10-year requirement for student loan forgiveness. But hold up, wait a minute.
I said, hold up, wait a minute, something ain't right.
Let's look into this program's track record before we make any big decisions on re-enlisting any longer. This program started back in 2007 and has since received lots of backlash for not living up to people's expectations and the promises that people had interpreted as a sure thing to get their student loans forgiven. As of April of 2021, the vast majority of applicants for the Public Service Loan Forgiveness Program were denied, despite them being told and under the impression that they were on track to be eligible and to receive this benefit. The data shows that 98% of applications for public service loan forgiveness were rejected. Only 2 out of every 100 applicants were approved. That's crazy. And before that, from the time the program started in 2007 through 2020, the average acceptance rate of this program was roughly 1% over that 13-year period. 1%. This program is not the same as joining the military with a condition of your contract being student loan repayment. You do not get a guarantee at the beginning of your 10-year career that your application will be accepted. You are essentially doing this on your own. You can contact the Office of the Public Service Loan Forgiveness Program and make sure you are on track to get this benefit, but that still does not guarantee that your application will be approved in 10 years. Essentially, you will be working a job that you could be making more money elsewhere and perhaps enjoying more elsewhere for the hope of a bonus at the end of your 10-year career. Let's put this into context. According to the Education Data Initiative, the average federal student loan balance in the United States is $37,000 and change. Now, when you're staring down that balance on your statement, it might feel and look like a lot of money. But when you break it down over a 10-year period, that is only $3,700 a year that you need to make up in order to pay that off. $3,700 per year is really not that much money to make up if you make a small career change or just start a small side hustle. It's one thing to stay in your current position, or in this case, the military, if that's what you really want to do. And as a secondary result, you may be eligible for this student loan forgiveness. However, I would not recommend staying in the military just for this opportunity. As we've discussed, there is absolutely no guarantee that your application will be accepted. And historically, the acceptance rate is only between 1% and 2%. Being proactive about using your income to pay off your student loans is only going to assist you in increasing the opportunities afforded to you within that 10-year span and beyond that 10-year span of having it actually paid off. Relying on a program like this to pay off your student loans has got to be one of the most passive ways to go about taking care of your student loan debt. The only more passive way I can think of is just not paying your loans off at all and ignoring them and allowing the interest to accrue and grow and really just screwing you over in the long run. If you joined the military, I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that you are probably not that passive of a person. It is a very active and difficult decision to commit to a military contract. So the same way you made that active and difficult decision to serve in the military, I suggest you take that same mindset and apply it to your student loans. Be active about it, be intentional about it, and come up with a plan to pay it off on your own rather than paying the bare minimum, building up interest in hopes that this program will take care of you after 10 years in the military or another public service. I would never suggest taking a deal with no guarantee at the end, especially after a 10-year commitment. The only way I would ever bank on the government paying for my college is if I get it written in the contract before I put up my end of the deal. And that's why I think the GI Bill is such an incredible benefit. So if you're debating about joining the military for the education benefits, check out my video on the post 9/11 GI Bill linked right here. And I think you'll really enjoy the opportunity to get paid while you go to college and go to college for free. So check that out, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys next week. Peace.